If you can get this right, I guarantee you will consistently get an A+ in the Outlast Trials. Your skill level will skyrocket. In this video, I will take over a year of experience and condense it down to a single system that covers amps, strategy, and even hidden settings. First, we're going to cover some basics. The Outlast Trials grading runs off a point system. Getting an A+ is all about the points you get during a trial. So first, you need to understand how it works. Take a look at this scorecard. A point is anything listed on the scorecard that shows your grade at the end of each trial. Red is counting negative towards your grade, and black is positive. If you look at the black text, starting at the top is impacting your grade the most, and as you go down, it continually counts less towards your grade. You can use this to your advantage. As you can see, secondary objective is at the top. You should always focus most on completing the secondary objective before completing the trial. Collect posters even if you don't need to, because they are insanely beneficial for your grade. If you don't complete the secondary objective, there is a 95% chance you won't get an A+. Here's one of my recent scorecards. Notice how I took damage and still got an A+? The positive points I got for using throwables and other items undid the negative points I got from taking damage. If you do get a negative point, it can easily be overturned by throwing something at an enemy, using an item, or collecting posters. Always aim for their head, because that gives you an extra brownie point on the scorecard. It's also worth noting that when you're ready to leave a trial, throw or use whatever you have left in your inventory. The best possible way to do this is leading an enemy to the shuttle and headshotting them with throwables. Remember, using your rig, collecting posters, and completing the secondary objective will get you the most points. But before you enter a trial, there are a couple settings that are very beneficial for getting good grades. Go into settings, and in general, under interface elements, are all of the options that you need to change. First, put stamina to auto hide, so you can see if you have enough stamina to outrun an enemy. Put the noise indicator on so you can see how much noise you are making, the darkness indicator on to see if the AI will detect you in their sight, put the secondary objective to permanent so you can quickly glance at it and not forget it's there, and finally, group 2 on so you can see your health. Your settings should look like this. It's important to use these to your full advantage, so make a habit of checking your stamina level, darkness level, and how much noise you're making. These elements are super crucial to surviving. Not only do you want to survive, but you want to thrive. You can use your loadout to your advantage for this. Essentially, you want to make sure there's the least friction in your loadout as possible. Friction is basically the effort required to use that amp or rig, so you don't necessarily have to wait or go into hiding for it to take effect. For the least amount of friction, I'd go for stun, noise reduction, smash, and incognito. These are all nerfing game elements that you use constantly. Noise reduction allows you to run around enemies without hearing them. Smash lets you break doors in one hit, because that extra bash without smash can make life or death. And incognito makes crouching substantially faster, so the stealth factor of the game is majorly improved. All of these are in use constantly, and is why I think they're the most useful for you. The only other amp I'd recommend is using slippers for newer players, but there is not one amp that it provides as big of a use as the three I just provided do. I'd make an effort to quickly level up and unlock these if you haven't already, because they make the game substantially easier. A couple things you should know how to read before jumping into a trial is first the noise indicator. It looks like this and ranges from no parentheses to 3 of them. 3 is the loudest, 0 is no noise at all. Level 1 noise, which is 1 parentheses, is basically unhearable to enemies unless you're a foot or so close to them. You could run right behind an enemy and they likely won't hear you. Level 2 noise, however, is quite loud and can be heard from afar, and is the noise level for running without noise reduction. This is why you should have it. The darkness indicator is on the bottom right. A moon is dark and a sun is light. Super simple. The stamina is a meter in the middle, and is self-explanatory. Once it runs out, you can't run. If you're going through trials and can't seem to get an A+ no matter what, completely throw what you know out the window. It's clearly not working. I'm about to throw a whole bunch of tips at you, so unless you have the memory of Mike Ross, pull out a pencil and paper and start writing. First, speed doesn't matter. Take it slow. You could spend 10 hours in a trial and still get an A+. No one is rushing you. It's okay to take it slow and careful at the beginning. As you continue to fail over and over again, you'll build muscle memory that makes going through trials easy, and at some point, like me, you'll go on autopilot. Next, choose your battles carefully. I don't mean squaring up with President Gasman. I mean if you're running from an enemy and there's unavoidable gas. it's better to just run over it rather than waste a fifth of your stamina and that rebound time before you can move again jumping over it. This gives you more stamina and time to run. Believe it or not, you can get 100 sound traps and still get an A+, as long as you complete the secondary objective and use an item or two. I don't even bother jumping over glass at this point. It doesn't affect you as much as you think it does. Now, one of the most important habits you can make is always crouching before opening a door, because that makes it where you're not caught by door traps. Doesn't matter if you know there's not a trap, just build that habit and it's one less negative point on your score. Also, don't jump into super hard difficulties if you feel at any point you're lost. It's just wasting your time. Play on standard or introductory for your first 25 or so plays. Once you get that lump over with, navigating the map will be extremely easy. Once you know you can quickly navigate and take alternate routes, intensive and psychosurgery will be a piece of cake. There's also a couple mechanics that you might not know about. You know those little shitheads that hang out in hiding spots and jump you? Those are called pouncers. If they're blocking your path, throw something at where they're hiding, and they'll run off somewhere. The gas man, who's called the pusher, is only out on shifts. When he goes away, he'll be gone for a few minutes. You can use this to make your life a little bit easier. Also, if there are any electric traps lying on the ground, you can disarm them by throwing something. It's important to keep a throwable in your inventory at all times, especially a bottle, because if someone is camping at an area you need to be at, you can throw that bottle and it'll get them away from where you need to be. A super important mechanic to use is the fast stamina regen. If you're running and notice you're low on stamina, don't stop. Keep going until it runs out completely, because if it runs out, the regen will be almost instantaneous rather than slow if you stop. Now, I know it's a lot, and it certainly will be at least a few months until you fully utilize everything said here. Just build habits one by one. The lesson I learned is to take it slow. You cannot rush the process. Getting an A+ is easy, but getting it quick is hard. Just take things slow, and as you build good habits, it'll get easier. There's plenty of other things I could say, but otherwise this would be a very long and overwhelming video. I do plan on breaking down the more itty bitty details in later videos, but for now I think this is a great starter point for someone new to take in. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel to see more Outlast Trials videos, and also leave a comment below if I missed anything or if I got something wrong, because any feedback would be appreciated. And that'll wrap up today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.